Hello, fellow humans. This is a lot of hope. Welcome to this episode of The Living Journey, where we escape and explore life in an alternate universe. Before we start, please make sure you are in a safe space, can and will do nothing but relax while you are listening. Thank you for your support. Now, let's decompress. Big lottery win. In the hot, humid kitchen, a single wall behind the sushi bar, you splashed water onto the burnt hibachi grill. Wearing your thick rubber gloves, you start to use your heavy duty grill scraper blade to scrape off the burnt food and soy sauce. Steam and the thick smoke from the burnt food particles rushed towards your eyes and nose. Holding your breath, making sure not to breathe in the nasty gunk, you quickly finished your night shift, left the restaurant from the back door, passing the midsummer night dreadful smell of the trash bin. You walked towards your car in the dark, under the cool moonlight and the faint yellow light bulbs. Finally, when you arrived at your car, you couldn't help but cursing loudly. In the dark night, someone bumped into your driver's side view mirror on your 20-year-old pre-owned dark green sedan, and it's hanging literally by a wire. You don't know how much more you can take. After being exhausted at work, being sweaty and sticky all day, feeling the warm breeze grazing your skin, you just need a smoke to calm back down. Sitting in your car with the cigarette on your lips, somehow you couldn't find your lighter. Being so annoyed, you slammed your car door so hard that the poor mirror fell on the floor. The mirror smashed into pieces. You sighed, twisted your body to open the door, and bent down to pick up the broken mirror. Sadly, at the same time, your last cigarette fell off your lips, dropped onto your thighs, and your motion of returning back into your car ripped the cigarette into shreds. In much more agony, you started your car, and the craving of nicotine drove you to the convenience store nearby. You found a bit of relief in the busy parking lot. You found the parking spot right by the front entrance for the first time since you moved to this neighborhood. The LED screen on the lottery vending machine popped up with an unbelievable number, with so many zeros, almost like some lazy cat sat on the zero key on the advertisement producer's keyboard. Walking into the brightly lit store, you heard the chime from the security alarm system, signaling to the store owner that you had just entered. Seeing your exhausted face, the store owner smiled at you and kindly asked, "You are back tonight? You just grabbed a pack this morning. It's not good to smoke so much." You wanted to say that you had a long, hard day, but you were too exhausted. Nothing came out of your throat. You just smiled and started to walk towards the register. As the store owner turned around to get a pack of cigarettes for you, suddenly, a person rushed towards the register, and before you knew it, he cut the line and dropped 3 cans of soda on the counter. You were worn out and didn't want to argue with the unworthy, rude stranger. You signaled to the store owner that you could wait. You were distracted by trying hard to find your card holder from your tight jeans, struggling to take it out of the pocket. When you finally got your debit card out and got ready to pay for your cigarettes, you heard the loud arguments. It was the ill-mannered guy refusing to pay for the lottery ticket, and the store owner said that he could not void the ticket. Thus, he must pay for the ticket. Not sure what came to you. You heard yourself in the air, saying that you would take the ticket without your mouth being even opened. The impudent guy left the store without paying for the 3 cans of soda, trying to slam the door on the way out. But the hydraulic door closer slowly closing the door. The store owner pushed the cans of sodas away from you, and you took the lottery ticket on top of the pack of cigarettes. You suddenly realized that you didn't have your lighter, so you requested one. As the store owner turned around, you looked at the ticket. Somehow, the printed number turned blank, and a new set of numbers appeared. You were confused and thought that you had been too tired. You rubbed your eyes, trying to recover your eyesight, and the store owner asked you, "Same yellow color?" The very next day, you woke up to a loud buzz of the alarm clock, still feeling the aches and sore from your shoulders and lower back. You put on your fresh work clothes to get ready for work, finding the card holder and the cigarette out of the old jeans, and the lottery ticket dropped onto the floor like a feather. Didn't think much. As you were about to be late for work, you folded the ticket into the card holder and rushed to work. Turning down your AC, opening your door, walking into the preheated oven that is your car. You had to drive extra carefully since you didn't have one of your side view mirrors attached. Fearing of being pulled over, with the sun on top of you and the air in your car not working so well anymore, your fresh clothes started to be drenched in sweat. Passing by the convenience store, you saw some news vans parked outside. Since you had just purchased a new pack of cigarettes last night, you went straight to work, having no curiosity about what had happened. You were just too burnt out. It would be so nice to have a vacation. Somewhere nice, where you can just enjoy a nice cold drink, think of nothing, and do nothing, you thought. Remembering the 10,000th time that smoking is bad for you, you tried to stop the urge of smoking on the way to work. But all the stress that you endured broke the resistance. Somehow, you arrived early at work, so you went to the office, asked to borrow some duct tape to glue back the side view mirror frame while waiting for the replacement mirror to be delivered. When you returned to the kitchen after giving back the duct tape, you can feel the annoyance of work would be extra impactful today. The chef from earlier shift didn't clean the grill top like you did for him the night before. With the sound of sizzling water hitting the burning hot metal, the steam hit your face, while the loud ventilation fan attacked your ears. Desperately needing a way out, you smoked the whole pack of cigarettes before your shift was over. Finally, you finished your shift, arriving at the convenience store in the middle of the night. Seeing through the glass doors, walking past the lottery vending machine display, you found the store owner sitting alone behind the register. As usual, the store owner smiled and asked about your day. You smiled back and said, "Doing fine," even though you weren't. And suddenly, all your leftover energy converted to a drop of curiosity, asking about the reporting crew at the store this afternoon when you drove by. You heard the news that the winning lottery ticket was sold here. You should check your ticket. Maybe you are the winner. The store owner turned around for your cigarettes. You don't even remember you had purchased a ticket after the unpleasant encounter here last night, taking over the cigarettes, paying with your debit card, and when you were putting back the card, You saw the folded lottery ticket sitting inside of your card holder. So you took it out and put it under the scanner with no expectation at all. You hit the jackpot, having no memory of the night at all. You can only recall the store owner being cheerful and excited. You woke up in the most expensive hotel in the city. It was a dark room. Sitting up from the bed, you touched the smooth 500 thread count Egyptian cotton sheets. You haven't had a better night's sleep in your whole life. You saw on the nightstand that the motion sensing indicator light were turned on, guiding you to find the light switch. With one switch, the blackout curtain unfolded. Sunlight sipped through the gaps of the blinds. Then a small motor, hidden in the ceiling, starts to open the curtains and letting all the lights, exposing a panoramic view of the city underneath your feet. Checking out the clock, you realized it was your time to go to work. Standing off the bed, you noticed that you didn't have any fresh clothes to wear. Looking at the pile of sweat-soaked, slouchy clothes, you decided to drive home and change after calling and notifying your manager that you would be late. With a huge load of money, all of your exhaustions suddenly disappeared. Waiting at the valet for your junky old car, you didn't even feel the worry of being pulled over by the cops. Tipping the valet generously, you found the energy to say goodbye and wish a good day to the valet politely. You drove home with your broken mirror. Before you walked in, you saw the package for your mirror replacement had been delivered. You didn't rush out of the door. Taking just 4 extra minutes, you threw a pile of your dirty laundry into the washer and started to wash them. With much easier steps, you joyously hopped off the stairs with your package and drove to work with your car windows opened, enjoying the wind as if you were riding in a convertible car. Feeling no stress at all, the urge to smoke completely disappeared. Humming and whistling your favorite song, you walked into the back door of the restaurant and arrived at the kitchen. You would have been pissed if you haven't accidentally hit the lottery jackpot. The earlier shift walked to you and accused you of being bad at time management, prolonging his shift. Calmly, you dished out his lazy behaviors and emphasized on him never cleaning the grill when he finished the shift. Your manager rushed between you before a fight broke out, thinking that is the perfect timing. You handed in your notice of resignation and would finish today's shift, then quit the job. Not wanting to stay in this place that exhausted you, but still just wanting to be a nice person to help out the manager until the restaurant closes. That day was your last day of working shifts. You had never finished the repairing your car or even opening the package. You just bought a house with a big garage where you could park your brand new luxury convertible car with the old sedan. Going to the mall with your friends, you walked into the stores that you had never dreamed of shopping at, let alone walking out of the store with bags and bags of luxury goods. Coming home after enjoying the most expensive restaurants, you had tasted the most sought after wine and paid with your invite only metal credit card. Within a month, your walk-in closet quickly got filled with ultra exclusive items. Your status in the boutique had been elevated to be VIC, meaning very important client. And to your surprise, you received an an emergency invitation to Paris, an all paid for trip for the Haute Couture Fashion Week. It is the highest form of fashion in the modern fashion history, where each article of clothing is handcrafted, exclusively tailored for you in the fashion capital of the world. In Paris, you will reside at the Ritz, where all the most famous jewelry boutiques in the world take refuge. Scrambled for 2 days, did nothing but gathering materials to apply for a passport. You finally boarded the plane and departed for a trip to the fantasy land. Somehow, the seat converted bed was so very comfortable. After drinking a sip of champagne, feeling the exhaustion of filling out the applications and gathering the documents, you passed out and woke up in a dream. The affluence segregated you away from all the annoyance, enjoying the chauffeur touring you around the most famous and fashionable city in the world. You couldn't help but gasp at the moment when you were standing at the end of Champs-Élysées and seeing the light show of Eiffel Tower came alive. You smiled with a huge amount of excitement. The chauffeur pointed out to you that across street, just 1 block away, you'll be participating in your first ever fashion show at the Grand Palais, staring at the glass roof floating in the dark sky with the shining stars and the moon reflecting the cool light from space, contrasting with the yellow warm light from the street. The city of light was just so dreamy and beautiful. When you were back in your hotel, the luggage had been unpacked, and all the products that you needed for your evening routine had been laid out on the counter like a 5 course meal. You barely slept, flipping through the past shows that had happened under the giant glass palace. You saw the recreated Garden of Versailles, a beach, a waterfall, a flower garden, and countless more aspirations, while seeing the most beautiful models walking down the runway wearing the most beautiful art that you will be purchasing. In the early morning, you somehow woke up refreshed and energized. Putting on your fluffy sandals, walking around the opulent suite, you could smell the camellia flower that came with the invitation and the gifts of carefully wrapped perfumes. In the walk-in closet, you carefully pushed away the second look of your day, making sure it's security in the dust bag, as it is the look that you would debut at your first ever couture show, carefully taking your first outfit off the hanger, putting on your first outfit of the day. Yes, your first outfit just for breakfast. Walking down the square marble stair shaft, stepping on the plushy red carpet, you arrived at the bottom of the stairs. The hotel concierge had been waiting for you, walking you through the intricate decorations and the blooming flowers. You were seated next to a fountain in the dining hall, being served with fresh juice, hot coffee, a fresh pastry basket, and some specially requested eggs. The food was nice, not crazy good or outstanding, as you had tasted a lot of amazing food in the past month. You know what kind of food that you enjoy before. After trying the most audacious food, you are even more sure that you enjoy simple and unpretentious food. But you just cannot say no to this carefully crafted, lavish experience. Carefully laying down your first look on the bed, then hanging it back up, as the outfit cost as much as your old car. Then putting on your second outfit that you are attending the event with, even more carefully, as the whole look costs as much as your new car. Looking in the mirror, you looked stunning, chic, and effortless, but with a lot of effort, obviously. Your chauffeur arrived early, waited at the valet patiently. He complimented your look when you walked out of the front entrance and drove you to the fashion show. There are press lined up on both sides of the entrance. Showing your invitation, you were brought into the venue by the handsome model looking staff. He followed you around and tells you that he will be with you until you leave the event. He has been trained to familiarize himself with the event routine and the schedule, learned and walked the maps of the venue, and knows how to take you around without you being lost to ensure you with the best experiences. His smile was so pleasant and refreshing. As there would be some time before the show starts, you walked around the newly renovated glass palace. It is the most romantic and beautiful space. Under the bright sunlight shining through the glasses, you see the stage for the fashion show. It is not like anything you had ever dreamed of. A replica of the Sistine Chapel was recreated, sitting upside down in the nave, the grandest center hall under the intricate glass roof. Oddly, that you realize that you haven't sweated in the sun for a month. Maybe you were not allowed to sweat in the outfit that is as expensive and exclusive as a sports car, instead of interacting with other guests who had probably came to experience this impossible fantasy multiple times. You felt more connected with the humble young staff. He grew up in Paris, so he knows a lot of fun non-touristy spots. Innocently, he offered to take you after you said that this event was the only one that you had planned for in Paris. It is still kind of strange that you don't have to worry about delaying your departure away from this wonderful city, and you can literally stay and enjoy yourself for as long as you want. Feeling no need to rush back home, you said yes to the offer. Soon, the fashion show starts. The young staff ran to the back and hide away from the whole experience. The loud chattering sound suddenly quieted down. It is so unbelievable that every single beautifully dressed individuals gathered together, holding their breath and carefully waiting for the art to be presented to them. With the music echoing in the grand hall, sitting in the front row, you see the models start to walk out of the secret doorways under the floor. From the Sistine Chapel famous ceiling frescoes, it is like angels came down from the heaven, walking past you to present the most exquisitely handcrafted art pieces, begging you to spend your unlimited purchasing power to own them. Feathers from South Africa, hand painted and applied to the fabric, golden threads sewn into the delicate chiffon by hand, and sequins made of sparkles embroidered into a vivid painting, all seduces you to have a dance with them. After the show, you couldn't hold down your excitement, setting up the fitting appointments to purchase all the pieces that you had laid your eyes on. Saying goodbye to the young staff and rushing back to change into your third look for a trip at the Louvre Museum. Then the fourth look of the day for dinner. And then the fifth look for your tour of Paris with the gorgeous menu. That's all for this episode of The Living Journey. I truly am grateful for your time. Feel free to leave your reviews. Please like, follow, or subscribe. Do share this show so we can grow together. Until next time, lots of hope. signing out.